What is going on? I am on Facebook business page, Instagram, and YouTube. So I'm streaming simultaneously, and I just want to make sure I got everything going here before I start. I should be live on Instagram, but I'm not showing I am. Well, anyways, today I want to talk about what personal branding will do for you. And it's an important thing to understand what a personal brand is. So I've been showing up on Facebook and Instagram since 2016, 2015. And I've been slowly pushing my name in the digital world. So the digital world versus the real world, there's two completely different things. And I would argue that actually having a great digital image of you, a personal brand, is more important than the in-person one, because this is the first time that people are going to interact with you. And this is the first thing that they see. They get to see how you speak, how you talk, your mannerisms, the way you mess up, the little quirks that make you you. But it's great because people like that. People like to work with people that they know, like, and trust, but they must be competent. And the great thing about a personal brand is it shows people that you're competent. So people like to work with people that they know, like, and trust, but you must be competent. And it's been estimated now that the first trillionaire is going to be built from a personal brand. Now, if you think about that for a second, I believe it, because think about Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's concerts and her movies, they're bringing in about 4.1 billion with a B, billion dollars this year. It's crazy. It's mind-boggling. Everything is so inflated. Everything's so rich right now. People are paying like $800, $900, $1,600 for concert tickets. I mean, the price of everything has gone up. Even if you go to HEB right now, everything's like 60 to 75% inflated. That's inflation. Things only go up. They never come down. So investing in a personal brand will help you for the long term. And the reason why is because of these 5 tips. And I'm going to go into them real fast, but I'll say them first, and then I'll give you a little bit of a description of them. So what a personal brand does is it builds credibility and trust. It enhances your career opportunities. It boosts your network and connections. It increases your influence and impact, and it generates opportunities and revenue. Now, I know this to be true because every single one of these 5 things that I just talked about have happened for me. And it's taken a long time, and this is the one thing that most people don't understand, that building a personal brand takes a lot of time. And one of the ways that you can get there faster is by establishing credibility. And the way this works is when you talk about the things that you know. So for me, for example, it's digital marketing and advertising. I've been doing it since 2015. I ran my first ads in 2015, and I've served over 50 million impressions across the Rio Grande Valley, across the state of Texas, across the United States. And what this has done is it's given me irrefutable proof that I can do what I say I can do, because numbers don't lie. I have all the information and all the data, and from everything that I've ever ran, every single ad since 2015, it's documented back on Meta's platform. And I don't think people really understand this either, is that Facebook and Instagram, which is Meta, has one of the most powerful advertising platforms in the world. And this is disposable at you. This is like literally you can open up an account and start advertising today as a business. And nothing's more scary than 10 to 12 million businesses that are going to close every single year. So putting this back into your hands, having an advertising platform at the palm of your hands, being able to reach out to customers at will, this is an important part. I don't think people really understand the power of Facebook advertising. Content marketing, on the other hand, it builds credibility, it builds the trust, it enhances your career opportunities for the future, it boosts networking and connections, it increases your influence and impact, and it generates opportunities and revenue. Like I said, all these 5 things I've witnessed personally since 2015. Every year it grows a little bit bigger, bigger, bigger. I just never stopped. And I think one of the most thing that people don't do is they just never start. and then they start for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, and then they just fall off. And they say, oh, it's not working. Well, that's not how personal branding works. I mean, imagine if you started a business that you were buying from, you go to a business, and then a year later, they're closed. 2 years later, they're closed. They don't stop. Businesses do not stop. Businesses don't ever want to stop. Their goal is to be able to sell to customers forever. And unfortunately, sometimes it just doesn't happen. The businesses have to close down. But building a personal brand will help you build credibility and trust. And it just happens over time because you're sharing information that you know. Like if you've been in business for 5, 6, 7, 10 years, there's certain things that you know that nobody else knows that you can share. And this will help a ton of people. So building credibility and trust, a strong personality, a strong personal brand establishes you as an authority and expert in your field. Now, if you know what you're talking about, sharing it with people, it's only a good thing. I used to come from the mind that if you share something that people are just going to take it and they're going to do it. 99% of people don't do anything. And I found this to be true over the years and the years that I've been in business. It's like 99% of people say they're going to do something and they never do it. This is true. It's 100% true. I find this to be factual because I talk to so many people, so many business owners, and they want to do these things and nothing ever happens. So number 2, it enhances your career opportunities. Now, the cool thing about a personal brand is you're showing up over time every single day and you're talking about your industry. So you get to share these things, and what happens is people start gravitating towards you that are interested in that subject. So if you're talking about digital marketing and it's a business owner that's interested in marketing, chances are that they're going to call on you to do their marketing or their advertising because you're the only one that ever talks about it. So play the long-term game. So it enhances your career opportunities. That's number 2. Number 3 is it boosts your network and connections. Now, if you're like me, I don't really like to go out to networking events. My buddy David Perez says that 90 or 80% of the people that go to these networking events just go to get drunk and they're paid to be there. So it's pointless to really go because nobody's really interested in doing business. And I can't really talk to that, but I've gone to a couple of networking events and I found that I don't feel comfortable because a lot of people drain you. Like when I go to these networking events and I'm chatting and talking the whole night, I get back home and I'm super tired. And that's not my way of marketing or networking. So I'd rather do it through here, through education, teaching people how to do these things, giving tips and stuff like that. So this is the way to build a personal brand. Number 4 is it increases your influence and impact. So for me, in the next 10 to 20, 30, 40 years, however long I'm alive, I want to have a positive impact on businesses. I want to have a positive impact on the people that are around me. I want to be able to reach millions of people and have an impact in a positive way on them. So being able to come out here in front of camera, being able to talk, giving tips and stuff like this, it increases that, increases my influence because really, like, there's nobody really talking about this stuff. And if you go down to niche down to your industry, nobody's really taking the reins and saying, hey, I'm the best realtor here. Let me talk about this all the time. Let me talk about the housing. Let me talk about Bitcoin or something like that. Let me talk about the stock market. Let me talk about dentistry. Like, nobody's really taking the time to dive into their industry and say, hey, I am the leader in this industry and I am the only person that is talked about when it comes to digital marketing across the whole Rio Grande Valley. So imagine if you were the only person that ever talked about digital marketing across the whole Rio Grande Valley all the time. It's just a matter of time till people come in your door. It might take a year, they might jump around and try other things, but down the line, they're gonna come to you, they're gonna come back to you because you always talked about it. You always stay on top of your game. You're always giving tips. You're always giving valid reasons why the things that you do works. And the 5th tip is it generates opportunities and a revenue. So the more that you do this every day in and day out, is people just going to gravitate towards you. Like these lives now, I'm starting to do some lives because I feel it's important for business owners to really understand, like, this social media is here to stay. Like I am streamed live right now on my Facebook personal account, my Facebook business page, my Instagram page, and my YouTube page. So the great thing about this is you can reach so many people on different platforms. And actually, I found that YouTube outperforms Facebook by manyfold for me personally. But if you're able to do these things, show up over time and get over it, because nobody's good when they first start. That's just how it is, man. Like that's if you jump in front of the camera every single day for a year, I mean, you're only going to get better. That's just, and if you don't, well, then you should just give it up. But the 5 things that a personal brand will do is it builds credibility and trust. It enhances your career opportunities. It boosts your networks and connections, and increases your influence and impact, and it generates opportunities and revenue. If you keep pushing forward, the right people are going to find you. They're going to want to work with you because they simply just don't find other people that are doing this type of stuff. So the cream always rises to the top, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.